First time I was called a sociopath, I was 8 years old. Yeah, it's a bit young. It wasn't by a doctor or anything like sort of scientist or psychologist. It was by my gran, which is worse. Now, there is context for this. I was strangling her to death, and they were her last words. No. My gran and granddad, they own a caravan, which is like it's a shitty trailer that middle-class people live with in the UK. It's in a place called Dornoch in the north of Scotland. And every summer, my grandparents would invite their grandchildren up to spend a week in this caravan because they're old and they've forgotten what children enjoy. You know that age that your grandparents get to where they invite you to shit things and you have to go because they'll die soon? And your parents don't want your last words to them to be, no! And then 20 years later, they're still alive, and you're like, you fucking assholes, god damn it. Well played, vegans, well played. You win this one, and only this one. So my gran's up there, right? I'm sat outside, she's enjoying the sort of sun, and she's reading Reader's Digest. Now, in this particular issue of Reader's Digest is a sociopath test. This psychologist claims that he's come up with a story that has a question at the end, and he alleges that people who are sociopaths will get the answer to this question instantly, but people who are not sociopathic will not get the question right. Not only will they not get it right, they'll be confused by the question. It won't make any sense to them. My gran's obsessed with the idea of this. She's desperate to know if she's a sociopath. She's not. That's the first sign of knowing. Right, she's the nicest woman I've ever met. I'm 28 years old. She still blows on my soup if she thinks it's too hot. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's racist as fuck, but despite that, she's, you know. Now, I didn't know what she was doing at the time. I just know that she failed the sociopath test. She never told me that she failed it. I just remember her sitting there being like, oh, a sociopath test. Being quiet for 5 minutes and then going, no. Which is arguably the most sociopathic thing she's ever fucking done.